Welcome to Get Heavy Podcast. With your host, Craig Casamas and Big J Curran.
What up?
All right, what do we got here?
None, man. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Welcome to the podcast, guys. You got another solo episode with me and Jay.
Hi.
The day after the Jesus has risen again. Happy Zombie Jesus Day for all you religious fucks out there. And as ripping off a joke I heard earlier, for all the Jews, nice try, buddy.
That's a good one.
I know. It was SNL. It's like SNL Weekend Update. I was laughing so hard. It was like, congratulations to all the Christians for Easter, and for all the Jews, nice try. I was dying. Did you get up to anything good or what? I got into some good shit this week.
I ended up in years and years and years ago when video games first got connected to the internet. Mm-hmm. About that time, I had just completely stopped playing any video games at all.
Yeah.
I just didn't have time.
Yeah.
And also knew that having a video game system connected to the internet would be
dangerous.
a problem.
Yeah.
And so, I just had almost a week off
yeah.
and spent most of it playing Call of Duty.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah.
Are you playing online or are you doing the
Oh,
campaign?
yeah, all the time.
Oh,
No,
really?
I played one called Invasion.
Oh, okay.
You just go kill people.
Nice.
Yeah.
How you doing, dude? Are you
Getting better.
smoked? Yeah.
I'm getting way better.
Dude,
I
I
still
get-
get smoked, but my kill rate's up into the 60s and 70s instead of, 15 kills and 15
Deaths.
or 20 deaths.
Yeah, totally.
It's interesting. It's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
Different times of the day is harder.
Oh, yeah.
So like earlier in the day when you're playing, it's not as hard. Was when you start playing in the evening time, you could tell that the caliber of player is definitely higher. Cause
Right.
you just get killed
Yeah,
constantly.
just get fucking murdered
Yeah.
all the time. Yeah, Call of Duty is so hard for me because I'm not good. And by the time I get the game and by the time I get on the thing, there's people that are level fucking whatever 99 and just are. It's like I had guys that I was playing with that were just meleeing people. Mm-hmm. You're like, this is fucked. This is so fucked up, dude. It's like ridiculous. You know what I mean? So I end up playing the campaigns and then I'll play like deathmatch and shit and I'll do okay, but it's infuriating to me. You know?
Yeah.
And it's like a 5-year-old just smoking you.
Dude, you because I have headphones now, so when I play with my friends, we can all talk to each other and communicate, which is still pointless, but it's the other day I'm sitting there playing, and it's obviously a kid, and in the middle of the game, his mom walks in the room and goes, "Hey, how are you feeling, buddy? You feeling better today?" "Yeah, Mom, feeling better." "Okay, well, did you go to the bathroom? Did you go to the bathroom?" "Yeah, Mom, went to the bathroom." Was it a lot? Did you have was it good? Did you have a good, And I'm just like, all of us are listening to your mom ask you if you took a good shit, buddy.
Yeah,
totally. Yeah.
And then you instantly want to start talking shit.
Oh man, I've been.
Are you doing the proximity chat shit, like where you can hear people when you get close to them? Have you heard any of that?
No, I haven't.
So there's like a thing I think where you can turn on, like if you're fighting another dude that's like not on your team, you can and you get close enough, you can like talk to each other. You can like talk shit. You know what I mean?
Wow. Okay, I'll be looking.
Yeah, there's a whole setting for it, and there's some really fucking good ones, man. Like guys that are just tricking each other. Like, oh, dude, you want to be on my team? And they're like, yeah, dude. And they're like, bam, fucking execute him right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the video games are nuts, man. I'm this close to getting a PS5.
So call the game whatever game it is. I don't know, but it's the one where you Warzone or whatever. It's me and a couple friends. We play it at night around 8:00. We will all get together and go play. And there was a team trying to get together with us.
Uh-huh.
And my buddy's communicating with them. Hey, you guys want to? And I walked around the corner and just shot both of them immediately. And then Tron's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, this guy's a newbie, man. He's a newbie. It was.
You're like me on that simulator.
Yeah,
today, dude.
exactly what it was. Exactly. We played.
man.
We played a couple of guys, man, that they sniped us. So they were obviously a team, and one stood at one area, the other one was at another area, and they just sniped one of us, and then waited for us to go revive him, and then sniped me, and it just kept doing that
Just put you
until
in a trap, just trap your ass.
And then I ended up just dead and watching this, and they ended up sniping. My buddy went around and tried to find him, couldn't find him, and then the extraction point came up, and he jumped on a quad and took off, went across the map to get into the helicopter. When he gets into the helicopter, he's looking at the back of the helicopter, and he's sitting there waiting. Two dudes parachuted in. One posted up and started sniping at him, and the other one rushed up and killed him.
Damn.
The two guys I was playing with were pissed off. They're like, what the fuck was wrong? What the fuck?
Right.
I'm laughing hysterically going, that is genius.
Yeah,
that is so much. That's what I want to do. That's
Yeah,
fun.
you wanna get to that level.
Yeah. I'll never get to that
The
level,
fuck
man.
you level. Yeah.
Oh, dude, to then chase him across, literally chased him across whatever the map was, and then chased him into the helicopter to make sure he was dead. It made me so happy, man. I was congratulating him. I was laughing, man. It was so good.
Yeah.
It just stellar. I loved it.
Those games are, like I said, I like them a lot, but I get too like wrapped
Wound
up.
up.
Too. I get too wound up.
Yeah,
bro.
I could see.
You know, I get wound
Yeah.
up. Like, I guarantee Kenny gets wound up, dude.
Kenny, I've been getting up at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'll play until 10 or 11, and then I'll do some stuff around the house till probably noon. And then I'll go back.
Literally 45 minutes.
Yeah, an hour or so. I'll get enough done to where I can say I did something.
Yeah.
And then I'll go sit down and I'll do another game or two. And then I'll get up and then I'll go run around and do stuff. But as soon as I walk back in the house, it's right back to it.
Right back on.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, and I knew years ago, I'm like, oh, I'm not doing that. I have to work. I have to make money. I have to,
Have a life.
I got a hustle going on that I have to hustle. Now I'm set. I'm good. Life is good. I'm financially good. Got a house.
Yeah.
I don't have nothing to worry about really.
Now you can
golden.
get lost in some video games.
Oh, dude.
And
You
it's
know?
the best time because they're only getting better, dude.
Oh.
They're only getting better. You know what I mean?
Dude, we
you see
were-
the graphics, and you're like, God damn, man.
I walked back in and my brother was watching something and I said, man, what is this, dude? He goes, oh, it's part of the game. That's the game?
Yeah.
You could tell once he said, but as a quick glance, I thought it was some fucking,
Yeah.
soap opera or something. It looked so good.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Well, that's nice. That's a nice little Easter. I had a good one with the fam, dude. Went out and made a bunch of food. Went to my sister's house. Ate like assholes. Easter egg hunt for the kids. And then we stepped up our game this year, dude. And we decided my mom had bought these little packs of like, flight booze bottles. The minis, right? So it was like a 25 pack of them, mixed fucking tequilas and blah, blah. So we did all the one for the kids. Then we made the kids hide all the booze bottles around the yard for us.
Pay attention and learn, people.
We went on a hunt for all the booze bottles, dude. At one point, I had fucking body checked my sister into the bushes over a fucking tequila bottle. You know what I mean?
That is awesome,
Yeah,
man.
it was awesome, dude. We got home and we didn't get home too late. We do early, We get home and me and Rosie and the kids, we all jump in the jacuzzi. And I'm fucking.
Everybody's doing shots.
Yeah, dude. I'm doing shot. I kind of did. I did a couple. I didn't get too hammered because I knew I had to get up and do something really awesome today, which I want to talk about. But then, really cool, Shimer calls me and they're doing this thing called Rapid Fest, which I'm like, what the fuck? He's all, it's at Oil Piers in the parking lot. I'm like, what? It's bands playing, skate demos, right? The skate shops. It's all from a skate shop in Simi, and then the new skate shop downtown, which, god damn it, I can't remember. It's Dave and all those guys started it. There's a new skate shop. I'll have to look it up, put it in. So I get down to I go with John down to Muscle Shoals, like to the back lot, dude, and they have the whole entire lot taken over. Fucking ramps everywhere, skateboarders, fucking pros, semi-pros, bands are playing on a stage, there's people barbecuing, there's hundreds of fucking people there, dude.
Huh.
It was awesome, man. And it was like
amazing, dude.
and I was only there a couple hours, you know what I mean? Because I didn't want to be out it was going to end at dark anyway. But to see that shit was awesome, man. It was like,
wow,
just tons of fucking kids there on
dude,
Easter.
This is crazy.
I
don't see it anywhere on my text messages where you told me about that.
I didn't.
What a dick.
I didn't.
I would have loved to do that. I did nothing.
Well,
I went cruising around, went to the farmer's market and stuff, but that would have been awesome.
I didn't know anything about it.
But once you did, you could have sent a text message.
Sure. So I found out at 3:30 it was happening, and I was there at 4.
Was your phone broke?
Yeah, it was broken.
Okay.
Yeah, it was broken. God damn it! I have to look at.
Yeah, I hope your phone's broke now for real.
Anyway, but it was really fucking cool to go down there for a couple hours and watch.
Yeah, sounds fun.
I mean, I guess the cops came and like we're gonna shut it down, and then they kind of realized like there was hundreds of people there. You know what I mean? And everyone was being cool as shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Noel was out there selling his wares. There's a bunch of fucking booths set up, but they just straight like guerrilla took over the parking lot, and it was fucking pretty awesome, man. All sponsored by all the skate parks like in Ventura County, essentially. Not all of them, but a handful of them.
That sounds really fun, man.
It was cool, dude. And like I said, I found out real last minute. Shimer's like, I'm going right now. I was like, swoop me up. I'm too drunk to drive, dude. So he sat there for a couple hours and watched and got home. You know what I mean? So that was nice. It was a killer little Easter, man.
I miss yesterday because we went to the farmer's market and we cruised the Cadillac around, and somebody hit the front of my Cadillac, but I don't want to get into
what?
Yeah.
Did you just get it back?
No, I haven't painted. I came home today, and there's a nice little dent right in the very front crease of the hood, right underneath the emblem. Mm-hmm. And
motherfucker, really?
Yeah. So anyways.
That's nice.
Yeah. It's infuriating.
So just to clarify, I want to make sure I get this right. Black Hole Skate Shop, Lighthouse, and Ceremony Skate Shop all sponsored it. They had
Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Black Hole.
And Ceremony.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, which are, awesome. They had Out West, The Runts, Dry Socket, and Bent Blue play. It was pretty amazing, dude. Just to see him take over. And you're talking like kids from, our age. We were literally some of the oldest people there, it felt like, But just fucking tons of like early 20s kids just ripping, dude.
It's good to see, anytime you see people getting out there, kids getting out there and doing stuff and having a good time. And
they're doing it way better than we are, dude. I guess they took the whole entire stage. They have this stage that they built that literally breaks down into small, tiny pieces, and they put it in the back of a fucking U-Haul van. Disassembled it, fucking assembled it right there. You know what I mean? You're like, so they had all this like really well thought out shit going on, and whereas we would just play on the floor, the generator and shit, it was fine, but they were well organized. It was really cool,
I think we just different mindsets.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
At that age when we're going to fight. There's going to be a fight.
Yeah.
100% there's going to be a fight.
There was not 1 ounce of beef.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. It's how it should be. They're so much more passionate about just being good people.
Right.
To where we were just passionate about trying to stick our dick in something and then fight whoever seemed like they might have more testosterone than us.
Yeah. Bunch of meatheads, dude. We're all just a bunch, our stuff was always pretty peaceful for the most part, but when it went off, you know what I mean? So it was awesome, dude. I was in bed by like 8:30. It was fucking great, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And then today was fucking awesome.
Yep.
I've talked about my work a little bit. Sometimes I do work for the sheriff's department. We help them with things, grading, making shit for them, whatever. And we've done a lot of work for them in the last like fucking year or two. And they've been promising us a helicopter ride, right? And then out of nowhere, they're like, well, we want to take you guys into the training center and have you jump on the fucking simulators, the training simulators for like with guns and shit, and I'm like, whoa, that's fucking cool. So today was the day, dude. I got to bring my wife, which was rad. So it starts out in the morning. We go to the sheriff's training center there in Camarillo, and they give us a nice tour of the whole place, right? And then they bring us into the simulator room. It's 3 big ass fucking screens, and you have to wear a belt, and you got a gun and a taser and a pepper spray, right? So the whole point of the simulator is to basically put you through like a pressure test, like in certain situations, and it's real life. It's like, you know, videos of real people, it's a laser thing, you know. But they put you in these situations where you got to decide, like, do I take this dude's life, or do I fucking, like, do I not, you know, or do I tase the guy, or do I fucking pepper spray everyone? What do I do? You know what I mean? And man, was it fucking funny. I mean, watching my coworker go with my other coworker was pretty good. But then me and my wife went as a tag team partner, and I found out this bitch is not good in the apocalypse, dude. Not at all. At one point, she literally raised her hands, like she surrendered,
Yeah.
you know, to people on a video. Like, didn't touch her gun, couldn't find it, was like bargaining all this shit, and I'm an asshole, and I executed everybody. I fucking shot everyone I shouldn't have shot. I also shot everyone that I should have shot. And then the only one guy I didn't shoot was a dude. It was like a guy on a subway who gets off. We have to chase him on the subway, and then he pulls out like a fucking bomb igniter, right? And I'm like, here's my dumb brain. I'm like, I knew I should have shot him because why not? You're gonna blow up anyway. But I didn't because I thought, oh my God, if I shoot him, what if he lets go of the thing? And that kills him, right? So I end up fucking that one up. And then the other thing that held me back is all the other guys were white dudes, and I had no problem shooting them. But the guy on the subway is a black dude, and I thought, oh my God, is this racist?
Yeah. I'm not giving Big J any more fodder. There's no way. Because if it wasn't for that, you know he would have. But he'd been like, I'm not going to be able to go back and tell Jay that I shot the black dude.
Good afternoon, sir. Can I help you? Do you realize you're trespassing? We got a call from the military. Sir. Sir, can you hear me? Sir, I need you to turn around and put your hands up. Come to the back of the vehicle.
You're not supposed to.
No, we're just...
From the commanding general himself.
I don't want to be here either. So let's go somewhere else.
Things, buddy. I'm a retired E9 from the U.S. Army. That's Command Sergeant Major.
All right.
You play the right card with me?
Yes. If you have an ID, pull it out.
I'm just looking around. I'm not even on Air Force property.
Well, I guess it starts here. We can go talk about it.
This is Air Force property. This isn't Air Force property. This is international waters.
I'm not sure that's how that works.
This belongs to the Native Americans.
We can discuss all of it behind this fence line.
I see your point. I know you got a job to do. I get that. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just pissed off.
Yeah, we get it.
You know what? Fine. I'm not even going to listen to this anymore. I don't have to listen to this anymore.
But you do.
Police, what, security guards, whatever you guys are. I got something for you. You need to check this
Whoa!
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Calm down, soldier. Hands up. Is it a fish? If it's a fish, we're in.
Whoa!
Hands up.
Play that game?
Don't touch it.
You want to play that game? We can play that game.
Yep, turn around, sir.
You do what you gotta do.
Get cover, Rosie. Get cover.
Sir, we're going to need to put the bat down, and then we can talk.
This little dance?
Just put it down.
Not up with me?
No.
Whatever that thing is that you have. You want to play this game?
No.
No.
I'll play this game all day. You go call someone.
I'll
Put your hands
call
behind
somebody.
your
I'm
head.
going to call
Drop the
somebody right
bat.
now.
There
Thank
you
you,
go.
I
sir.
don't even need this. I was in uniform when you were in liquid form, baby.
You look like it.
Put that away. Put it away. Hands, baby. You and me, just hands. Put it away.
Rosie, pull your
Put it
taser
away.
out. Taser. All right, fine. I shot it. Jesus. You have to grab something, lady.
I thought you were doing that part.
I have the gun. You made me kill him. You made me kill a man.
So I watched that simulation that we were watching, and it is like, for all these people that think that you just, I mean, cops should have more training than an RN.
Right.
They should have more training than, at least more than a custodian at a high school. You know what I mean? They barely do. Like, it's like 6 months in then they give
It's
you a
6
badge
months,
and a
you know.
car.
It's like I did get a whole new perspective. You know what I mean? As far as
that's
it goes,
watching it, and I've had this in my head. I also have been around a bunch of dickhead cops, and have been hit and have dealt with it, and have, and grown up around a bunch of different people, seeing how they act and treat different people, but also watching that simulation where this old white dude's just being like, "Hey, man, I was in the Air Force, and
Right.
I'm just here looking at the water, and you can't fucking tell me what to do." And when he went to reach into the cooler, I'd have shot him.
Oh, see, and that's
You
where
know?
that's where I was, because the 3 guys before that, I fucking executed.
Yeah.
Like, immediately before it was a real problem. Like one guy wanted to fist fight me, and I was like, "Not today, motherfucker!" Bam, and I fucking shot that guy right. And then my wife, who can't fucking find her gun or the taser or any of it, who has at one point has her hands like this. She's like screaming, you know what I mean? And she's bargaining with the guy and is like, I don't know. And I'm like, "Get your gun." And she's like, "Oh." I'm like, "Your other fucking gun." And she can't find nothing, dude. You know what I mean? Which is making me laugh even harder, and you're like, God damn, man. It is there's some impossible situations, which I don't know that you could prepare for.
But it's still, if you have the training to be physically comfortable with being in a situation where the person in front of you, you're not necessarily going to go straight to, "I'm going to shoot this fucker," because I'm scared.
Yeah.
I don't have, I'm 5'3", and I'm 180 pounds on a good day.
Right.
And this guy is 6'2" and 280 pounds.
Right.
And obviously has been doing a prison workout for the last 5 years.
Sure.
And I've got to try to deal with this guy on a, like how?
Yeah, it's weird. It made me have a whole perspective that because you see these videos all the time of fucking people it seems like unnecessarily shooting people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm sure it happens a lot more than it fucking should. It obviously happens a lot more than it should. But when you're like, even on a video, you're like looking at a video and you're not going to get hurt. And you're like, fuck, dude, like, do I tase the guy? Do I shoot the dude? You know what I mean? And then now you're thinking, like, if you're like a real police officer, you have a million laws in your head and things that you can and cannot do or should and should not do. What's going to fucking bite you in the ass more? What's going to cause more bodily harm? What's going to do all these things? And it really was like a weird pressure test to see, like, are you fucking built for this? And they're like, this is like, they were saying, like, this isn't the best fucking thing because there's a million other avenues that, like, could happen. You know what I mean? Like, you could be justified in something. Like, one of the guys, there was a couple fighting in a park, and then the chick pulls out a baseball bat and, like, kind of runs it.
Shot her.
No, I didn't. It wasn't mine. It was the other guy's.
You should have
But
shot
he
her.
tased her, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you would have been justified to shoot her if,
Yep.
He's like, yeah, but she's 105 fucking pounds with a baseball bat, which could fuck you up. But if the other guy ran at you, you know what I mean? Like a big ass dude with a baseball bat, then yeah, fucking shoot him if you have to.
Yeah.
But the chick, because yes, she can generate some fucking power and fuck you up, but you could obviously probably tase her and take her down easier than killing her. You know what I mean? You're like, just so many scenarios and running through your head in that moment. You know what I mean?
And they have to deal with it all the time.
Every day. You know what I mean?
And they're dealing with people like these assholes that do the videos where the guy walks up to the car and he's like, "No, I'm not giving you my ID. This is what you can have.
Oh, yeah.
And this is my legal right."
Right. Yeah. God damn it.
Shoot that dude. Please shoot him, man.
Yeah.
Every time those videos pop
I
up,
know.
I'm like, pull that guy out of the car and beat him with your nightstick.
Yeah,
just do it, man. It's because they're just entitled pricks.
Some of
and they're
them
not.
are, yeah.
They're not. It's not. We put everything under a race, but the fucking smart aleck shit that they do. Just give the fucking cop your shit, and then see where it goes,
Right.
then be a dick.
Yeah.
If I give my cop my shit and I'm speeding and he gives me a ticket, give me a ticket.
Fine.
Don't preach to me. Just give me my ticket. Because once you start giving me my ticket, then we're done talking. We're not friends.
Yeah. Go fuck yourself.
I got pulled over. I was doing 75 or 80 around these curves and I got pulled over. It was legit. He wrote me the ticket, gave me the ticket, and then after he gives me the ticket, he just goes, "Oh, your pipe." This is after he gave me the ticket.
Right, you already signed it.
Yeah, your pipe.
Deal's
and this
done,
and I went, "Hey, man, I'm not fucking talking to you. Get the fuck away from me." And just drove off.
Yeah.
While he's standing there, and you can see the look on his face.
Yeah.
But you just gave me a ticket. Mm-hmm. What do you want me to do?
I know,
We're not friends. Go fuck yourself.
Right.
I was speeding. I deserve the ticket.
Sure.
I'm getting the ticket. Fine.
Yeah.
But then after you give me the ticket, don't expect to sit there and lecture me.
Yeah.
Your lecture
Transaction's
comes
over,
before you give me the ticket, and then I accept the lecture because you didn't give me the ticket. Not after you gave me the ticket.
Right.
Fucking piss off.
Yeah, I've had that. I had that happen. I don't know if I think I may have told this story, but I was driving from Ventura to Hesperia every day for work. Fucking 2.5 hours each way
misery.
minimum, right? So it's a Friday. I'm getting home, dude. It's already like 5:30 at night. I left at 3:30 in the morning. You know what I mean? And I get pulled over on Golden Valley, like going from the 14 to the 126. And I'm speeding, dude. I come over that hill, I'm doing fucking 75 and a 55. It's a fast road, but this motorcycle cop pulls me over, right? And I'm like, fuck this, dude. So he walks up to the window and he goes, "You know why I pulled you over?" I said, "I know exactly why you pulled me over. Spare me the fucking speech. I was speeding. If you're going to write me a ticket," I said, "I drive minimum 200 plus miles a day. I'm fucking over it. It's Friday. Write me the ticket if you're going to write me a ticket." And he's like, "Well, the CHP, cop." And I know you're getting a ticket.
You're getting it.
You know what I mean?
Especially if it's a pig on a stick.
Yeah, I mean, and he writes me this ticket, right? And then he's coughing like the whole time. He's like sick before pre-COVID, where I'd be like, ugh. So he's coughing the whole time. I could tell he's sick. So he hands me the ticket and he fucking makes me sign it. And I go, "Cool, dude, we're done." And he goes, yeah. And I said, "Well, for the record, man, it sounds like you're sick." And he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm not feeling too good." And I was like, "Well, I hope it turns into pneumonia and you fucking die from it." And I just and I chirped out. I just fucking bailed, and you could see him. And he was like, fucking staring at this clipboard, like, "What the fuck, man?" I knew I was being an asshole, and I mean, I didn't threaten death. I just wished it. You know what I mean? Which isn't illegal. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man.
It was such a dickhead
after
move.
a minute, I don't know if I was sick. I probably wouldn't have been feeling it, but later on, I'd have been laughing about that and telling my friends.
I was like, "Well, for the record, I hope it turns into pneumonia and you fucking die, dude. Go fuck yourself." And I just peeled out in front of him, dude.
we talk about, and we watch and we see black people getting shot by cops all the time.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law, whom I love to death, he's one of my father figures in life. He's, but he's an old school, been to prison many, many times. Grew up in Oxnard. He's as ghetto hardcore as it gets, man. He's just one of those human beings. When the cop walks up to the car, he goes, "What the fuck do you want? Why the fuck did you pull me?" And it's like that all the fucking time.
Yeah, you're like,
when you're in the car with them and it goes down, man, you're just like, "Oh, Jesus." Just, and I'm respectful to a point. So long as they're good with me, I'm good with them.
Yeah.
We do that, but he doesn't.
No.
And it is
And it always
gnarly,
makes it worse,
man.
right?
Oh, well, actually, he's either going to get the ticket or he's not. Either way, the cop just usually they don't want nothing to do with him,
Right. Yeah,
because he just. What the fuck do you want? Why the fuck did you pull me over?
Yeah.
Whatever the reason is, and there's probably not really. They're pulling him over because he's a big black man.
Right. Yeah.
But man, it's gnarly. It is. He doesn't wait for the ticket to get written. He just goes straight to go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gnarly, man. No.
Yeah.
And I've watched it. I've watched him do it forever, man. My sister had gotten roofied, and she was in the back of a cop car. And the cop was asking my brother-in-law questions in regards to my sister. And my brother-in-law is like, "You either get my wife or get my old lady out of your car, or I'm going to fuck you up. You better get her out of the fucking car." "Well, I need to ask you some questions, sir." "You can ask me all the fucking questions you want after you get out of the car. You get my fucking old lady out of that car, I'm going to fuck you up." And inches from this dude's
Yeah,
face, telling
yeah.
him, I'm going to, and he's way bigger than the fucking cop.
Right.
And these are old school cops, so they were just dealing with it. And then my brother walked over and stood in between. He was like, Mark, calm down. We'll get it figured out. And Mark reached down and grabbed my brother by his shoulder and picked him up. One-handed by his shoulder and set him off to the side.
Like a
Said,
chess
get
piece."
out of my way, Chris. You know, get my old lady out of the car,
dude.
man. He went, but it's, yeah.
Yeah, it just made me have a whole new respect for shit. You know,
It's
'cause it's
yeah.
easy to see, man. You know what I mean? There's at one point there was two guys, and another one it was like two guys. One of them has a gun in his waistband. They're arguing in a park. That guy fucking takes off running, right? And I already got my gun drawn because he has a gun in his waistband. And that's what I'm telling Rosie, get your gun out. And she's frantically trying to get her taser. And I'm like, not the fucking taser, dude. Get the gun, because I want her to shoot someone and feel like the power, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she, and it's like, that guy takes off. I know I can't, it's not illegal to own a gun. He didn't pull it out, but he's running. And I'm like, I know I can't shoot that guy in the back. So I stand there and the other guy pulls a knife and I fucking I just execute him, you know what I mean? It's like, and yeah, that was justified, but it just, I can't, it really did make me think like, God, these guys get put in a lot of fucking impossible
All day.
situations. And there was another one where they pulled over and a chick jumps out of her car immediately, you know what I mean? And you're like, I don't know. And then she reaches in her car, and I'm like, I'm behind. It's the other two guys going on. I'm like, fucking shoot her! You know what I mean? Because she pulls out a gun, and the other guy pulls out a gun. You know what I mean? And you're just like, God damn, dude. I can't imagine like every traffic stop. You're like,
Today,
this might be it, dude.
I was cruising down Thompson today. And you know how Thompson has those little hotels down there?
Oh, yeah.
That are
The
all
Crystal
fucking,
Lodge,
yeah,
the
exactly.
fucking-
Right, it was across the street from the Crystal Lodge where the liquor store is, and then right next to the liquor store, there's a little hotel. And there is this just obviously whacked out of her fucking mind. Younger lady, probably in her 20s, maybe.
Right.
Mascara, tears, the whole yelling, screaming in the middle of the road. I drove around her, went to go do what I was going to do. Mm-hmm. And then I came back and she was on the hood of the car and they were arresting her. And I was just saying, I'm just like, man.
What a shit job.
What, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a necessary job.
It
and there's
is,
people
yeah.
that need to do it and want to do it and they should do it. They should just be trained to be able to, not just deal with it physically, but deal with it psychologically and be able to understand that these people that they're dealing with, and they talk about having like crash teams that are like involved with, like, especially like with this person who's obviously has some drug issues and some mental instabilities going on, that they come in and kind of try to help work through that, so that you're not just taking some young lady or young man that's already fucking lost and slammed on the hood of a car and taking them to jail.
Yeah, for what, 2 days, and then get out and they go back to the
same exact shit.
situation. Yeah.
I mean, you can do nowadays. They don't really take you to jail for much.
I don't think. It doesn't see, and that's what was another thing. I know they don't. Talking to those guys, the officers. You know what I mean? It was like, and I'm already like a little like, being in a fucking, like in a room, with the cops and stuff, you know what I mean? Even though I don't have record, I don't have anything wrong. It's just still, you're like, fuck, man. But you see that it's so weird because it's like so many of those guys really do get into it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people get into it for the right reasons. Now, what it becomes the right reason later, how it changes and more, if you get jaded, you hate people, you're fucking, do you think about every bitter, angry fucking teacher that's been there way too fucking long, that's dealt with every asshole kid on earth, and they treat every kid like an asshole, you know what I mean? And I could see how it could go that way pretty quick, you know what I mean? After you get fucking cussed at, lied to, all the things all day long. And you're meeting people on their worst day ever most of the time, you know what I mean? You're just like, fuck, man. But yeah, it was a pretty good. And I also found out that I would shoot everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting shot,
Yeah.
dude. I'd be out there fucking blasting people. Just with that. Well, he fucking looked at me weird. Fuck. I'd be fired immediately, I think. You know what I mean?
I couldn't do the job, man.
Oh, no way. Yeah, no way. And I wouldn't want to do the job,
Yeah.
but I did appreciate the day, man. It was awesome. And to highlight the rest of it, I got to take my wife on a fucking Huey helicopter we left from the airport, went up into the Sespe Mountains, which is like a complete no-fly zone. You
Yeah.
can't be up there at all. There's no motor vehicles out up there. There's fucking a condor sanctuary. There's like some beautiful untouched land, dude.
Yeah,
And-
this is where you were talking about where the sheriffs dipped the blade and hit the condor.
yeah, basically. Yeah. They mowed down a bear. And but dude, I mean, the pilot was incredible. He was also like, looked, I don't know, 5 years younger than me. And he's like, I've been doing this half my life. And I was like, me and Rosie were like, what does that mean? How long is half your life? But dude's 40 years old. He's been flying since he was 19.
Oh,
You know,
shit.
fucking talented fucking pilot, dude. And we were literally in canyons, fucking cruising around, looking at these beautiful waterfalls. We went up to it's called Bear Haven, where like I guess the record for the largest black bear ever has been up there.
Yeah.
You know, and just these you wouldn't even think you're in fucking California. It looks like Bryce Canyon almost. You know, the beautiful waterfalls, these swimming holes went up through Punch Bowls, Thomas Aquinas College, over the Sespe, through the Topa Topas, all around and like he's doing these big fucking sweeping circles through canyons, and you're like, fuck, this is cool, man. What a fucking cool experience.
Super jealous.
Yeah, I was stoked, man. And, you know, I was facing backwards, so I was like afraid of getting like sick or something. But the guy was such a good fucking pilot. And we got a solid hour fucking ride out of it. You know? Got to see some shit that I'll never see. I'll never get back there.
Most people will never see.
You know, you could see Punch Bowls and you're like, yeah, you could get to that. But to get into the Sespes, you have to literally hike in and hike out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're not getting back there. You know, you're talking about 15, 20 mile fucking hikes.
Yeah.
You know? And it was, and it's like the last bit of really untouched land in California.
Yeah.
You can't be fucking around at all. You can only hike in and hike out, you know?
Yeah.
And that was a fucking cool experience, man.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it was really, really nice. Then I got home and now I'm feeling like
A little exhausted.
a little drained,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah.
We hiked up to the Punch Bowls.
Have you been up there?
Yeah,
So for
I
those
did.
of you listening who are not from here, there are these incredible swimming holes above our town called the Punch Bowls,
Yep.
which they used to be incredible. They've changed at this point now, but
Well, I wonder what they're like after all this. Like all
they're
the
there.
rain.
They're
I know,
there.
but
You can
the
the
water's
slide's still
gotta be
there.
flowing,
Everything's
man.
there.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the trail to get in. You got to rock hop.
Yeah.
You know.
So we get up there and we're hanging out, and at about 11 or 12 o'clock at night, I decided I wanted to go home.
No, really?
Yeah. I hiked out of there
Did you really?
drunk.
Oh fuck, dude.
Yeah.
That's so dangerous.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. I grew up in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of knew like the trail usually has some, like you can kind of have a little clear way. And
Sure.
I did get off track and ended up going
And you went
back.
hiked out
and
by yourself?
hiked out by
Oh my
myself,
God, dude.
out to the car and drove home.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was, a couple days later, I was like, man,
That was stupid.
that was the smartest thing, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy up there, man. It's real wilderness, you know.
Yeah.
But beautiful. I mean, dude, there's areas with 150-foot fucking trees
Yeah.
like growing out of the fucking side of the mountain. And you're like, what the fuck?
It's incredible, huh?
Yeah, I got some
Like,
good-
how does a tree
I'll
even
try to.
grow on
I'll
that hill?
splice a couple of videos in here.
From a squirrel shitting in the crevices.
What?
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
What's
So
that?
I was asking how is a tree growing on the side of the hill like that, and he said because a squirrel shits the seeds into the fucking side of the crevice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
thanks.
Right. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank
Wow.
you, Kenny.
Kenny.
The old
Coming
Mr.
through.
Facts over here, huh?
Yeah.
Grandpa taught me that.
There you
Yeah,
go.
good.
Thank God
Yeah.
for grandpas, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was a crazy way to fucking spend a day.
I don't even think my grandpa ever said a word to me.
My grandpa just called me a cocksucker like most of the time.
I don't think I even got that.
No?
I don't ever remember my grandpa talking.
Really?
Yeah, my grandma was the shit. She was the one.
Really?
You know, and my dad swears that the reason that he was so good at talking shit and the reason that I'm so good at talking shit was because grandma was so good at talking shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, grandma was a shit talker. But grandpa didn't. He cared about grandma and all of the Seattle sports teams.
That was it.
That was it. He didn't,
Wow.
you know, I said something to my dad about it. He goes, he didn't talk to me any more than he talked to you, son. So,
Yeah.
You
And
know?
your dad had a whole lifetime with him.
yeah, yeah,
Dude, that's some weird shit.
yeah,
God, fucking grandparents are crazy, man.
yeah.
I just
Old
lost an
fucking miner,
uncle
man.
this week, man, and my uncle Kurt Shepner, R.I.P. Man, I'm going to his funeral this week, and he's just one of those fucking guys, dude. You're like, you meet him, and you're like, you are another type of motherfucker, man. Like, this guy got smashed by a fucking loader, like there, or I think it was a loader, Kurt always had. So I have cousins like Alex, Drew, Melissa, and their dad and mom is Teresa's my dad's sister, and then Kurt is the guy that she married. Kurt got smashed by a fucking loader, dude. I think, or a car, a big, either a loader or a really big truck. I can't remember now, but he was doing something. He's a really good mechanic. Fucking jacks fell off and literally smashed him, destroyed his legs, squished his guts up into his chest. Fucking mangled him, right? This motherfucker healed, learned to walk, and lived for another 40 fucking years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, good God, just you. And you meet him and you're like, he looked like a blonde version of Macho Man Randy Savage. He was fucking out of his mind. I loved him. He was so fucking funny. Every time you talked to him, you know, he was a nice dude. You know what I mean? I mean, a little gnarly, but he was always so good to us, man. I mean, it just, that older generation, dude, they're just, and it's so sad. It breaks my heart. You know what I mean? But those guys are fucking savages, man. They're not built like
that's
now.
how. But that's how.
I mean?
That's how this country got built.
Yeah.
And when people talk about them and they talk about the, you know, they just talk shit about the patriarch and all this bullshit. But when it comes down to it, without that attitude, without that head, without that thought process, and the like, you know, I hate the terminology, but it is true. The pull yourself up by your bootstraps mentality of just you get out there and work your ass off and it's going to happen is how it all happens. You know, just
there's a million obstacles now that are different, but I mean, it is true, man. Like you can get somewhere with hard work, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But those
and
obstacles
guys
are fabricated
gnarly.
because they don't have hard work to do. You know, those obstacles wouldn't be there if they had to do something.
Right.
You know, when you don't have to do anything and your life is so easy that you can just TikTok and, you know, be upset about whatever it is you're being upset about, gender. You know, it just, you know, like just go do something.
Right.
And leave it alone.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
You know?
I don't know. It's wild. You just, you know, you wonder what the fuck, you know. And then it made me think the other, you know, when I was watching UFC was the other night, right? And you watched it from home, right? Yeah. And God, you know, as hard as you fucking think you work, dude, like imagine going in a cage with another dude until he gives up or you knock him out. You know what I mean? You're like, that is some gnarly shit, man. You know, watching.
Did you watch did you watch the Rory? Hold on.
Okay.
Who? Come on.
Masvidal versus.
No. This old fight. It was
Oh,
Rory.
Robbie Lawler versus
dude.
Robbie Lawler too.
And when
they put it in the Hall of Fame.
And when he just lays down and covers his head,
dude,
one of the fucking gnarliest fights, gnarliest human.
I got to sit and watch it. Honestly, I've never seen the fight, but
it is
the highlights from it were nuts.
It is
you know? Robbie Lawler,
one of the craziest fucking fights.
Yeah, he's a bulldog, dude.
Yeah,
but yeah, even watching like Masvidal, right? Like Masvidal fights fucking, you know, Gilbert Burns, who is a savage.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And Masvidal's almost 40 years old, which is old. And to watch him, like, have to admit halfway through that he is not going to do this.
Yeah.
He's not going to fight. He's not going to win. I feel like at round fucking 2.5, he was like, this is not going well. You know what I mean? And I've watched some interviews, and so Masvidal retires essentially at the end of it. But you're talking about a guy that's been fighting since he was 17 years old.
Yeah.
You know, in streets, and then had 50 fucking professional fights. You know, and you're like, that is such a gnarly thing to prepare for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And literally been fighting. You guys can, if you're interested, you can go back and I don't know if it's called Street Beefs or what it was called, but he was fighting as a kid in the backyards, fighting people.
Fighting a grown-ass man.
I mean, a long time ago, I remember watching him fight, you know, on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, and doing it, you know, and then worked his
Kimbo
way.
Slice, dude.
Yeah. I mean, and now he's, you know, he's well off and he's doing well and he's retiring and good for him.
I watched a great interview with him today. He was on Ariel Hawani's thing.
He's a good interviewer.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's annoying, but he does a good job. But
I think you're annoying, but here we are.
This is true. But it was cool to see Masvidal really talk about, like, my reaction time is going.
Yeah.
I can't. There's times when I was in that ring that I knew the punch was coming, and when in the past I would be out dodging and moving. He's all, but there was multiple times in that thing where I saw the punch coming, I went, fuck.
Yeah.
And got drilled. You know what I mean? And like for that guy to sit there and admit, like, my reaction time is not going to be as good, and it's not going to be good anymore. He's all, I've been doing it since I was 17 years old. I'm out of my prime. You know what I mean? It's basically what he said. It was pretty cool to see him do that. But one of my favorite things was like watching. Dude, Miami is insane, man.
Miami's fucking different world.
Dude, they pan over at one point. It's Dana White, Trump, Kid Rock, and fucking Mike Tyson all sitting there. Right?
Yeah.
You're like, because there's the whole Kid Rock thing right now. Like, have you been following the whole Kid Rock thing?
If I gave up on that dude, man. I gave up on him. That guy can go fuck himself.
I know, he's an idiot, dude.
Yeah,
he's
he
an
really
idiot.
is.
The whole Bud Light thing. Have you fucking seen all this?
He's boycotting Bud Light because they put the flag on there?
No, because they partner with like a trans TikToker. Right? So, and the funny part about that video is, have you seen the Kid Rock video?
No, I
dude.
tapped out on him a while ago.
It doesn't matter. It's so fucking funny because he's standing there in the camera and he's like, I've had about enough of this shit. And he pans over and he has a fucking beautiful, like an M5 fucking fully automatic, and then like 4 30-packs of Bud Light, and misses half of them with a fucking full automatic weapon, dude. And shoots him. He's trying to make this big statement, you know, about how fucking Budweiser's a piece of shit company. You're like, there's very little brain cells. But then you look over and it's him and fucking Trump next to each other.
Yeah.
And then Masvidal at the end of his retirement speech is like, I'd like to give a shout out to the greatest president in our history, dude. And I'm with Scheimer, who I love, but you know, he's a total lefty. I don't fucking think any of them are good. And I'm dying, and Scheimer's like, what the fuck, man? You know?
Yeah.
And I get it because it's insane. It's absurd. You know what I mean? Like
he was on Joe Rogan's podcast a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I was super stoked.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to hear him talk.
Yeah.
And about an hour into it, I turned it off.
It was just started
because
getting Trumpy.
it's you obviously have been hit in the head a lot, and it's your only fucking talent.
Right.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
And he just kept going on about just politics, and I'm just like,
dude,
just stop, man. Yeah. Just talk about your growing up in Florida and your fight career and, you know, different fighters and history and all this stuff. Why are you going on one of the biggest platforms in the world and talking about politics like you're smart?
Yeah.
You know, it was infuriating. Yeah. I lasted about an hour and I couldn't do it.
I haven't even watched it all,
I liked Masvidal before I listened to that interview. And then after the interview, I was like, I hope he gets his ass beat. You know, and it's not because of anything other than just he was just his nonsense. It's
so weird how many like Cubans, like Latinos, especially like Florida people, they fucking love that guy, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, okay, man, fuck, you know, whatever. But you know, they're bringing the politics into it. It was such a goddamn spectacle, that UFC event. It was ridiculous. You know what I mean? And as soon as he said the Trump thing, I'm dying. You know, and I could tell Schreiber's like, what the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, well, he's one of the most deadly dudes on earth, but also fucking out of his mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, and you know, it's just so weird. You know, but to watch Israel Adesanya take his fucking title back was epic, dude.
That was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. So did you see and do you understand at the end when he did the flop what happened?
I mean, I just assumed he was recreating the fucking knockout.
No,
what happened?
So
let's recap real quick, though.
Yeah. Is it Pereira?
Yeah, Pereira.
Pereira.
Yeah. Who's beat him 3 times. Twice in kickboxing, once to take his title. Basically, the only dude that's ever beat him in the UFC.
Knocked him out.
Fucking flatlined him, right?
Flatlined him. So, after he flatlined him, Pereira's kid got into the ring, and as you can see, as Adesanya was getting up, the kid walked over and just like stiffened up and then just fell down like he just got knocked out.
Oh.
And he did that to mock him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when he was a little kid.
Oh, fuck.
So
okay.
after
Izzy fucking
After
knocked
Izzy
him
knocked
out.
him out, Izzy walked over to the fence and went, "Hey, kid, hey," and called the kid out. And then when the kid looked at him, he went
Oh, fuck.
and fell
dude.
down. Yeah, yeah,
No.
dude. Oh my God,
Shit,
yeah.
I didn't realize that was
Yeah,
what was
that's what
happening.
happened, man.
Oh,
it was,
my God.
Oh, it was so good. The kid's crying and
But
shit.
yeah, because
and
I
his
saw
mom's
footage of
holding
the kids
on him.
like crying and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't put the two and two
Oh yeah,
together.
so
you know?
Izzy walked up and
Oh, that's
called
a
him, and then
savage
just
shit, dude.
that is savage. But you know,
That's a fucking fight. game,
yeah,
buddy.
that's
yeah.
in that kid.
Yeah.
You know, maybe
Yeah.
learned a little something.
Izzy set that fucking dude up. Like
It was beautiful, man.
It was beautiful, man, because he literally admitted, like, he's like, I decided I was going to play possum. I was going to play possum a little bit. Let him get me against the fucking cage. Let him fucking think he's beating me up, and I'm going to fucking murk him, dude.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what he did. And fucking that dude was out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I wonder if that's, it's hard to imagine it's going to be the last year ever going to see the dude. He's going to have to go up to another weight division because he loses like 30 pounds
Yeah.
to get there, right? So he's going to have to go up in a weight division.
We'll see.
Yeah, but man, what
Yeah.
the fuck? you
Yeah,
know?
it was awesome, man.
Dude, it was crazy to see.
A bunch of good fights.
I screamed at the fucking TV.
Yeah.
I was up and screaming. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? When that shit happened. So congrats, Izzy, dude. I mean, that dude is a savage.
One of the greatest, I think. I
Yeah.
love him. I love watching him fight. His fight IQ is off the chain.
Yeah.
You know, he really works that ring and just he's amazing talent, man. I love watching
Yeah,
him fight.
that was a good fight. And then all the other cards were great too. You know
The
what I
whole
mean?
I watched
whole
the
thing was
prelims. I watched everything.
Did
It was-
you?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
I watched
it was
a lot of the
awesome, man.
prelims.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome, man. I mean, but then it's the politics thing is getting just like it's a little fucking much, dude.
It's
You know what I mean?
it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah. But I
mean,
guess-
what the fuck is that Cheeto head fuck doing? Like
Well,
I
he
know
lives
what
in
it is.
Florida, yeah.
Well, he lives in, but it's also, let me show that whatever's going on.
Whatever's going
whatever,
on, yeah,
man.
this
It's
bullshit.
whatever. And then kid cunt
Dude, Kip
that
Rock.
dude.
Which is really weird because in the video that he posts of him shooting the beers, he has short hair. Like, he has short hair. You know what I mean? Looks like an old grandpa. And then at the fucking UFC event, he has long ass hair. You're like, well, either I didn't realize he had it shit up in a bun and a hat, which is also weird, or you're wearing a wig. Like, you're just out here wearing a wig, dude.
or extensions.
Or extensions. Or
Either
whatever
way,
the fuck it
whatever,
is, you know what I
dude.
mean? But it's all stringy and fucking Kid Rocky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, maybe he had long hair, but it did not look like it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Those videos. So you're like, it's just a fucking spectacle, dude. But it replaced fucking Madison Square Garden for the biggest gate.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? Which is crazy, man. Miami's fucking nuts. I've never been down there, but
I've been to Florida when I was a kid.
yeah,
I was
not
there for a
Miami.
hot minute.
Yeah, but that UFC thing was fucking crazy, man. To watch Izzy take his title back was awesome.
It is beautiful. Loved watching it, man.
was good, man.
And watching. I'm blanking on his name. Gastelum. Beat the boots
fucking
off
shit
that
out of
dude,
that
man.
dude, yeah.
Jesus Christ, he beat that dude.
Yeah.
Little overreaction there at the end, I think, but I can understand. He was pretty charged up. But,
Yeah.
I rooted for Gastelum since Tough.
Uh-huh.
I respected his story and how his dad had left him, which is very common in this whole scenario. But dad left him, and mom, a Hispanic lady, cleaned houses to raise him or whatever it was. That hopefully is a racial assumption. But to watch his story and see him win Tough, I don't know if you watched that.
I don't
Okay,
watch it much.
he was not the dude you thought was going to win.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There was some really high level fighters, and he just came across as like this clunky wrestler guy.
Sure, yeah.
And then won Tough, and then
Yeah.
went on to fight. And I've rooted for him ever since. So
Yeah.
to see
No,
him
he's a
come
bad
back and
motherfucker,
do that
man.
was really awesome, man.
Yeah, it was good, man. That Curtis Blades fight, or the Curtis
That
fight was
dude.
awesome.
Oh my God.
They're gnarly.
When you
so
see
gnarly.
that these two people are in the same weight class,
Like, how,
and then you very rarely
Yeah.
do you see a white dude that was built like Curtis Blades, who's a black dude. You just don't
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
see
yeah.
That dude's back
I know. It was
looked like one of those squirrel suits. When they jump out of the planes, it looked like one of those. It was just this giant V.
Yeah, it's like
it was
nuts,
crazy. And he didn't gas out.
No.
You could see him get a little bit tired at a certain point, but he didn't gas out. And I thought for sure, man, this big dude's not. He's going to either knock him out or he's going to gas out. And he didn't, man.
Yeah.
It was pretty impressed.
Yeah, it was the whole card. And then even opening the card, and I can't remember the kid's name now, but the 18-year-old kid who's
That got choked out finally.
Oh, he got his ass beat, dude.
Yeah.
And that was cool to watch too, because you watch a fucking true veteran just stay calm. And this kid is a fucking sniper, dude, and he's a little spider monkey. And he's fucking good at what he does, and he's gonna be really good. Later, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this guy fucking just beat the brakes off this
Just
kid. You know?
his jiu-jitsu game was just on a different level.
Yeah, it was
and
nuts.
that kid was trying, man.
Hard.
He kept trying, but he just kept sticking to him and moving around and just kept changing position on him. When he'd start to do something, you're like, oh, he's going to get, and then all of a sudden he's in a different position and tagging him again. And God, that was a great fight, man. That was a really good one too.
Yeah, it was.
But
good
he beat the brakes off that poor kid.
Yeah,
man.
that poor kid got a fucking. That kid got a humbling session.
He got a well-paid life lesson. Yeah, he got $15,000 or $20,000 for going to school.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, fuck.
Yeah, because it definitely wasn't fight of the night.
No,
there was no bonus in that fight.
No, I don't think so, man.
No.
But that guy beat the fucking shit out of that
did.
kid,
Yes, he did, man.
Damn, dude.
Good
it was
stuff.
Rough. It was rough. Well, fuck, man. Let's get the fuck out of here. Right?
Yeah, man.
All right. Thanks for joining, guys. More guests coming soon. 1091 Scandy Avenue. Go down to the garage. Check out the Soul Sundays.
Haven't been there for the last couple weeks, so this next week I'm going to be cooking some food up and
Back in black, dude.
bringing some stuff in and having a little party. Got some friends coming in, so if you want to come down and join us, more than welcome to. Craig's going to make his famous chicken and cheese enchiladas with the green sauce and the mushrooms. Looking forward to that.
I guess. Never made it, but I got it, dude. Chicken mushrooms and enchiladas.
Fucking no. Just making some shit up, man.
I'm making some shit on a shingle. Dude.
Oh,
come on in.
dude.
That's just
hey,
good.
man.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah.
All right. Love you guys.
Later.